The need for broadband seems very apparent, not just in terms of entertainment and gaming, but in real life concerns of telemedicine, where high-speed broadband has proven its viability in saving lives, monitoring patients, saving money in terms of electronic database, informing patients and doctors, distance learning, access to new opportunities for the disabled community. It's really the basis for an evolving economy.
The model relies uniquely on both supply side factors, so supply enhancement, getting broadband distributed to people, but then on the demand side of the equation, ensuring that people actually use the technology once it's found in the first year or so of that investigation, and that's the supporting efforts of that strategy development, was that while these ideas were great, e-health and so forth, the foundational infrastructure was not adequate, was not appropriate to support those things. And so, we had to make the tough point, frankly, to governors and legislators, or the governor and legislators, to say, it's great to talk about e-health, but when half of our doctors in the state can't access broadband, it's not really a realistic proposition. So we have more foundational kind of issues that we have to address first. Finally, we said we're going to ensure that we create this environment statewide where we're not just looking at focused on investment in technology today, but we want to create an environment ongoing that is friendly and receptive to technology investment, particularly in broadband.
What would broadband have been if there had been no Connect Kentucky program? If Kentucky had followed national trends, what would the adoption be like? And that's what this compares. And you'll see that on the statewide, that if Kentucky had followed national trends and broadband had grown along a natural progression along with other states, we would have had 37% adoption rate in Kentucky. We actually have a 44% adoption rate in statewide. The gap in between those two data points is 297,000 Kentuckians subscribing to broadband. It's that gap that the economic impacts are associated with. What has been the economic impact, the extra economic impact, if you will, of the additional subscribers of broadband in the state of Kentucky? Healthcare cost savings, and these are direct consumer healthcare costs. It doesn't address Medicaid, Medicare issues. Mileage saved, and environmental pollution, and time saved. Taking those factors and applying it to that 297,000 people and extrapolating across the state, we have this kind of impact that Kentucky has been able to enjoy, according to what they've told us, of $106 billion in direct wages from the jobs created or saved, $9.4 million in self-reported healthcare cost savings, $92.1 million in miles not driven, 46.7 million pounds of CO2 emissions that have been reduced. By taking that impact and applying it to the population and the job base of the other 49, we can then project what would happen if other states enjoyed a modest increase. And I say modest when, and I'm defining as modest that uptake that Kentucky had from going 37 to 44%. With the kind of modest uptake and increase in broadband adoption, what might each state be able to enjoy based on that state's population and on their job base?
There are bills that are in play, that are in discussion right now, that capture what we identify as sort of the key elements, the core elements of a policy that empowers this kind of model, this kind of approach. The first being a recognition of the critical role of public-private partnerships and independence in creating those public-private partnerships in states. Second, an enabling of a state and local response to broadband deployment and demand aggregation. And so third point then is the recognition of the role that nonprofits, that state and local nonprofits can play in organizing this type of effort.